Hello, everyone. My name is Arkadii. I go by Ark, and I'm really glad to be here. I guess we both glad to be here, and I appreciate you joining us today with this session. What we are going to share with you, it's just a summary of our experiences as a project leaders of getting from the idea to a production level project within OWASP. And as you see here, with zero budget, no out-of-pocket money here. I am a project founder of OWASP Nest and project leader for another OWASP project, an attacker. And I would like to start from getting you some context about OWASP project ecosystem. Basically, every project starts as an incubator level, and there is kind of a ladder. It goes to lab, production, and there is also flagship project maturity level, which is kind of reserved for strategic importance to OWASP. It's decided by the board and recommended by project committee, which I'll cover later. And this is kind of high-level summary of current snapshot for as of basically this month. OWASP has about 175 projects in incubator level, around 25 lab level, 10 productions, and 15 flagship projects. And this is not kind of official data, and it's really approximate. It can go by one of two, maybe five, but the high-level picture is accurate. So yeah, everything starts as an incubator level project, and in order to get promoted, you need to satisfy some requirements. For example, for lab, you need to have at least one major release and some sort of documentation, right? Because you want to onboard your users and like contributors, and they should start from something. And there is kind of minimum age requirement. I would say it's half a year. And as a project leaders and maintainers, you need to timely address your issues and contributors' requests. There is also, it's kind of recommended, but I'm not sure about how mandatory is that. Satisfying good practice and OSS best practices requirements. Same for production level. There is a set of requirements that needed to be fulfilled to get on that level. So you can see 1 year old, and more effort should be put into addressing issues and releasing your versions, minor and patch releases. Yeah, as I said, flagship one, it's kind of reserved. Regular project leaders should not worry about, but that's like a highest level that you could achieve, and this is decided by OWASP global board and recommended by project committee. Yeah, here they are, the project committee. So it's also volunteers. They do not get any money for their work. What they do, they help OWASP board with recommendations and project promotion. So basically, Bjorn Kivinich is a chair, and there are some members. I believe the first three, like top three, they for sure have like voting rights. Not sure about the rest, and a couple of representatives from OWASP staff, Star Brown and Steve Springett, current global board chair, represents the board in this committee. So yeah, if you have an idea, by the way, any project leaders here, any OWASP project leaders at this moment in this audience? Zero. Okay. Anyone with at least an idea for OWASP project for future? 1. Okay, that's
maybe 3.
2. Okay, yeah. So if you want to get it started, you need to file a ticket. Some person said me that everything is in OWASP is done through Jira ticket. Probably it's true. At the end of this presentation, there is a reference section that has all the links you need to go through this path. So there is Jira ticket link. You should go there and file a ticket with minimum required information about your project: name, category type, your unique selling point, and of course you need to make sure that this project is not something that already exists within OWASP ecosystem. Yeah, problem statement, purpose, roadmap, and any other details you would like to mention. I believe at this point, project committee is not involved at all. It's normally handled by OWASP staff. Star Brown is current programs and projects point of contact. And here is a list of recommended practices. Yeah, you need to first check that nothing similar exists. I recommend you, if you really want to work on some particular area, just join something that already exists instead of competing kind of with them. It should be vendor neutral. You cannot like build a project for just on behalf of your company, and should be open source and has concrete unique selling point. And you should host it, the code, under any compatible open source license, either under OWASP umbrella GitHub organization or your own separate organization. The main point here is that it should be organization account, not your personal one. If you started something as a personal, you can easily move it to organization that's built in GitHub capability. And after you registered, you're getting access to a lot of resources from OWASP for free. For example, yeah, GitHub is already there. I mentioned that. OWASP uses Google Workspace as an identity provider and for all the related infrastructure stuff like Drive, data storage, mail, Google Groups. So you are covered there. Also, they provide visibility and marketing. They have pretty good, pretty developed social media accounts on LinkedIn and at least on X platform. Also, there are funding mechanism exists. So it's money donated by sponsors. And if you have a good, fair and reasonable expense request under 250, you don't even get pre-approval for that. Everything that goes beyond that point, it's better to check first. And this is the list of tools that I personally use for my project with Kate. It's also it's there. It's available for open source project. You don't have to be under OWASP or something else. It's there. You can use it independently. So yeah, this is kind of, I don't know, disclaimer. Ask before you act. If you're not sure about funding, if you're not sure about whether you are under limits or is it in the policy, feel free to contact Star Brown or just create a Jira ticket. It will be rerouted and assigned to the correct person. Ask first, and then after approval, you can easily proceed with your ideas. So yeah, growth channels. Every project at OWASP has a channel with a name prefixed by project, minus, project dash, whatever. And this is where you meet your contributors, your users. And there is also a LinkedIn page, and I highly recommend creating either page or a group on LinkedIn because it's a professional network. You'll find based on my experience, I found really good professionals there, and not only contributors but mentors as well. And why you also might be interested in that, for using amplification mechanism. Basically, if you have some sort of update, some great news about your project, you can ask in Amplify channel on Slack to get your post reposted by this like a parent account. It will be visible to wider audience. It's up to you if you want Blue Sky Reddit or something else. But yeah, just remember, if you want it, you will need to maintain it like in multiple different places, same stuff. It will take more effort from you. This one is really important. Automate everything you can, because it's kind of a force multiplier for us. We put a lot of effort into building automated CI pipelines, and from everything from pre-commit from your local environment to production level. Pre-commit test, linting, security scanners, code review bots. We personally using Cubic and CodeRabbit. And Sentry, you can see other names like SamGraph, Sonar. I believe it's Sonar Cube, I'm not sure. Zap, and Dependable for dependency updates. One more note, please pin your dependencies to SHA commits. Don't forget to not use tags. And yeah, I also recommend designing for future contributors from day one. Just make it easier for them to get onboarded. You can create issue and pull request templates. I'm not sure how familiar you guys with GitHub. It's kind of also built-in mechanism to provide templates for issues and pull requests. You can put whatever you want there. Documentation, any sort of documentation would work. Read the docs. DeepWiki automates it for you. A couple of good options for this. So yeah, this is kind of high level overview of what we've done for 20 months. We've got more than 200 unique contributors, which, believe it or not, makes us top 5 within the entire OWASP projects. And 400 stars, 500 LinkedIn group members, more than 600 forks, and something about 1,000 members in our Slack channel. However, that's good for presentation. There is no real use in those quantities, those cool numbers in your day-to-day project life as a co-leaders, because 200 contributors doesn't mean that they are good contributors, and stars don't build software, and forks do not guarantee any usage of your project by your target audience. Yeah, here bottom line, I would like to emphasize on this: quantity is easy and quality is pretty much hard. What actually matters for you as a project leader is contributors who stay and take responsibility on some piece of your project, take ownership. And as a maintainers, you would like ones who are able to go with you long term. And next one is actually overview of programs that I personally participated. You can see one in italic here. This one I did not participate, but it does exist, and I cannot share any feedback on that, but everything else there, I have first-hand experience with GSOC, Script Summer of Code, Hacktoberfest, and OWASP Contributor Fair. Make sure this one is in person. Everything else is online. And Winter of Code. All these events, contributor events, they take place in different time of year, so it's not something that you start in parallel. And here, I would like to emphasize on GSOC, Google Summer of Code, and this is basically part of how it can be done with zero budget GSOC, and it will be covered by Kate. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Kate, and I'll talk a bit more about GSOC. So GSOC, or Google Summer of Code, is the program that was started in 2005. So it's more than 20 years that we have GSOC with a lot of organizations participating, like the Linux Foundation, OWASP, obviously, the Python Foundation, Django, like Rust. I don't know, there are hundreds of huge organizations with a lot of people around the world wanting to participate in the program. So in first year, for example, they had like 8,000, almost 9,000 proposals that students submit, and like 400 were accepted. In recent years, around 1,200 accepted contributors worldwide, and around 200 participating organizations this and past year. In 2025, acceptance rate was about 8%. So it's really challenging for students to actually get picked. They need to have really good idea and really good proposal. And yeah, as I mentioned, it's a global program. 60 to 75 countries annually participate in the program. So GSOC is the game changer. Why? Because contributors, they are not just staying there for days, months, or working on a single feature. They usually stay engaged for months. And they take real responsibility for epics, features, and they not just do random PRs, like fixing a typo or something. And what we noticed, their work, it doesn't stop after a single merge. They stay with the project and they understand the project deeply. So why GSOC is the game changer? Because it's actually open to contributors worldwide. And the contributions depend on region and project size, and they are paid contributions. Also, a lot of companies really want to have students who participated in GSOC. It's recognized real-world experience. And many contributors stay and transition into long-term maintainers. This is something we noticed. We have a couple of students who stayed with us, right?
Yes.
So here is GSOC in OWASP in numbers. We had GSOC, OWASP participated in GSOC starting 2023 with 58 proposals, and they received 11 slots. In 24, it was 59 proposals, 14 slots received. In 25th, they had 267 proposals, 15 slots received. And this year, you can notice the change is drastic. We had 633 proposals. We don't know how many slots we'll receive. That will be announced on April 30 of this year, obviously. And
what's the difference between slots and projects?
Yeah, projects is the OWASP project. So there are how many projects in OWASP? You said like 200?
Yeah, 250 for projects. Yeah, there may be some confusion in terms,
Yeah.
because GSOC treats proposals as projects, and here we talk about OWASP projects, right? It's same term, but it means different. So think of GSOC project as a proposal. It's like an idea that contributor wants to implement within your scope of work.
And then the slots are the number.
The slots is the number of projects they will work on, but not the OWASP projects, the ideas they will work on. So each project has usually a list of ideas they want to have implemented, and then students propose how to do that. So this is the proposal. And then, yeah, this year, for example, 11 OWASP projects participate. We don't know how many proposals will be, how many slots we'll be getting, but hopefully more than 15, more than last year, I hope. Okay, moving on. So for OWASP Nest, we participated in GSOC last year. We got 3 slots allocated just for our project. The outcome, we had 2 successfully completed ideas, and 1 did not pass the evaluation. So that can happen, of course, but it's not something that happens a lot. So this is just how it was with that particular student. And what's interesting, this program is interesting not just for contributors like students, but mentors also actively seeking out these projects who participate in GSOC, because they can get like hands-on experience with mentoring, leadership growth, and deeper involvement in open source. So it's win-win for both sides. And also, really good point that I just mentioned, that we got only 3 slots last year, but it doesn't mean that the work was only done on those 3 ideas. The growth is happening even in the pre-GSOC era. So months before the GSOC starts, you see this uptick in contributors who want to work on issues, on new features, and that's where your project can already grow even without the actual GSOC started yet. Here is the quote of one of the OWASP projects leader. They joined just this year, I believe, to the GSOC, and they noticed that in 14 days, Cornucopia, it's their project. It was a small project, but after they joined GSOC, it grew substantially in size just by being there in the program. And in preparation for GSOC, what you want to make sure is that you have clear scoped ideas aligned with the roadmap and still achievable within the GSOC timeline. And then you need to have beginner-friendly tasks to onboard contributors. They should start small and grow within the project. There should be defined mentors with regular support and check-ins. And you need to ensure that you have up-to-date, easy-to-follow documentation that covers all the setup guides, all the guidelines, contribution workflows, and project context. So if it's so simple and accessible, why doesn't everyone do it? Because it's not that simple. So here are a couple of screenshots of Arc and Mine heat map on GitHub just for the OWASP contributions in last year. So I'm not sure if you can read it from all the way there, but Arc had like 4,000 contributions, sorry, and I had 500, like almost 600 contributions.
May I interrupt? That cluster in October, those are automated PR that I needed to fix a lot of typos and provide a lot of new files within a OWASP entire ecosystem. This is not manual. Everything else is
but still
real,
like 4,000 contributions in a year. And that's because no one will build it for you. Even if you have all of those students who want to participate from different programs, you still need to be involved. Success doesn't come from assigning tasks and waiting. It comes from actively leading and shaping the project every day. GSOC and other programs are just multipliers. They're not solutions. Free tools and infrastructure that Arc just talked about, they reduce friction, but not effort. And contributors don't self-organize at scale. Without direction, you still need to lead them and help them out with setups and all the other stuff. And yeah, here are the references that Arc mentioned. These are links Slides will be available, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the way how to
If
provide
anyone
it.
wants it, yeah.
But yeah, we can share it online somewhere. It's totally up for sharing.
Yeah.
Do we have time for questions?
Yeah, you have 5 minutes.
Any questions,
Awesome.
guys?
Any questions?
Can we view your project on GitHub?
Can you
course.
do?
Can we view your
Have you?
project on
Like right now,
Yes.
live, or
No, not right now.
of course.
Yeah, it's github.com/owasp/nest. It's our code base. It's totally open source, and yeah, you can track basically everything through our commits and how it evolved. It's also a live website, nest.owasp.org.
Yeah.
From your experience of getting your project into OWASP, could you maybe just give us some insight onto what your experience was, some challenges that you faced, and some of the things that we most likely would face if we were to try to get a project into OWASP?
Want me to go first? Or?
Yep.
So you want to hear about challenges, right? Potential challenges. Well, I would say promotion procedure could be a bit more simple, and I filed a couple of promotion requests for this project and another project I co-lead, and it took quite a while for processing. Basically, sometimes you need to be a pushy if you want your ticket, your something that you want to be processed by project committee and OWASP staff in a quicker fashion. By the way, they're currently a bit understaffed, so it could be a challenge right now. Yeah. Thank you. Anything to add?
Just to clarify, promotion is the promotion between levels. So you start with lab level, then you need to be promoted to incubator. Sorry, you start with incubator level, you need to be promoted to lab level, and then to production level. That's the promotion Ark was talking about.
Any challenges from you?
Any challenges? I'd say with this GSOC, for example, especially last few years with AI being more available, you get way more trash, sorry for this word, but the proposal might be just AI generated, nothing related to your project at all. The contributions you get, the PRs you might get could be really just a waste of time. So this is why some CI/CD workflows really helpful. For example, we have one that does not allow any PRs without an issue. An issue needs to be assigned.
Yeah, basically I call it unsolicited contributions. We do not want it. We need to know our contributors, like KYC, but know your contributor. That's it. That's how we simplify our lives in order to avoid additional unneeded load.
Yeah, because in preparation for GSOC, a lot of students try to do any contribution, like anything, just making stuff up, basically.
Okay, I think we are running out of time.
Yep.
Any one last question, maybe? We are good. Thank you.
Thank you.